While many top celebrities today got their start on the Disney Channel, some later put the network on blast. Which twins' experience wasn't as sweet as you might think? What did they say? Keep watching to find out. Miley Cyrus may have found fame and fortune as Hannah Montana on her Disney Channel show of the same name. However, she also had a tough time with the network's beauty standards, which caused her to struggle with her body image. Cyrus opened up to Marie Claire in 2015 and revealed that Disney put a lot of pressure on her when she was a teenager. She said, "I was told for so long what a girl's supposed to be from being on that show. I was made to look like someone I wasn't, which probably caused some body dysmorphia because I had been made pretty every day for so long and then I wasn't on that show. It was like, who the f am I?" Cyrus felt overworked, explaining that she endured grueling 12-hour days on the set of Hannah Montana. She said, "I would get coffee jammed down my throat to wake me up." In 2016, the songstress even admitted to Elle that she was underpaid, stating, "I mean, at one point, they'll probably kill me for saying it. I was probably the least paid person on my cast because I didn't know any better. I was just like, I can be on Disney. Yeah, I want to do it." And in 2014, Cyrus shared to Elle that while she was thankful for the network, she received the, quote, most intense training in her time there and was happy to be free of Disney. Bella Thorne found fame after starring as Cece Jones in the Disney series Shake It Up. She later revealed that there was immense pressure on her to be someone she wasn't, and urged her fans to be true to themselves and not some picture-perfect teen on a Disney sitcom. Thorne shared with Fox News, "There are definitely a lot of pressures in the Disney eye to be perfect, and I think that's where Disney, in a sense, goes wrong, because they make their kids seem perfect. That image is very difficult."
Stop staring at me.
She revealed that she's never been anything like her character and doesn't like to conform to the norm. She argued, "Little kids growing up don't need to see perfect people. Kids need to see real. They need to see diversity. They need to see intriguing." The actor revealed to J14 in 2017 that she and Zendaya, who also starred on Shake It Up, had a difficult relationship when they began working together because of how the network treated them. She recalled, "Zendaya and I were put in a very unfortunate position where we were kind of forced to compete against each other, which made the whole first season of the show just very awkward for us." Despite these challenges, Thorne and Zendaya ended up bonding with one another, with Thorne stating, "We kind of just had this tell-all talk where we started crying and really just put everything out there on the table, and that's when we became best friends." Stephanie Scott didn't want to become just another Disney Channel star and broke away from the network after starring as Alexis Lexi Reed on the series Ant Farm. After setting out to be taken seriously as an actor and gain more freedom, Scott managed to show the world that she wasn't just the, quote, sitcom funny girl, as she shared with BuzzFeed News. Scott has since starred in more serious roles in movies like Insidious Chapter 3 and Gem and the Holograms. She was excited about her new roles and described working with Disney as limiting. She told BuzzFeed, "It was hard being a preteen and having to sugarcoat everything all the time." She also shared her frustration over being unable to show her emotional range and act out her true feelings. Scott made it clear that she didn't want to be stuck playing the same good girl roles, adding, "I wanted to tell stories of troubled girls where everything isn't perfect all the time. I didn't want it to stop there and be labeled as a Disney girl. I quickly realized I wanted to do more." Shia LaBeouf rose to prominence when he landed the Disney Channel role of Louis Stevens on the 2000 series Even Stevens. Surprisingly, LaBeouf believed he never belonged on the network and even revealed that his early fame impacted his mental health. The actor shared with MTV News in 2007, "I didn't want to be a churn-em-out guy." He also explained why he didn't get into the music business, which was a common career move for many of his Disney counterparts. He said, "I never felt like I fit in there. From the moment I got there, all my friends were making fun of me, like, 'Dude, you're at the Disney Channel.' It was kind of embarrassing." However, he stated that Disney did push him to make music. LaBeouf later revealed on the Hollywood Reporter's Awards Chatter podcast more about his time on Disney. He explained that due to his father's alcoholism and the pressures of being a star, he had PTSD. He said, "I just thought I was an alcoholic, like a true blue drunk, and I needed to deal with that. I knew it was an issue, but didn't know there was this extra whole other thing that was hindering my ability to have any peace in my life and my ability to deal with people." Selena Gomez has been in the spotlight ever since she landed the role of Alex Russo on Disney's hit series Wizards of Waverly Place. The show went on for 4 seasons, and when it concluded in 2012, Gomez was transitioning into starring in more mature projects like the movie Spring Breakers. In 2015, she also released her most personal album yet, Revival. However, Gomez admitted that it was difficult being her true self because she was expected to be just like the perfect character she portrayed on the Disney Channel. During an interview with the New York Times in 2015, she shared, "There was an expectation of being the good girl, but I knew deep down that this wasn't what I wanted to do. I had to have moments where I was crying and I was like, why am I not in love with what I do? I was forced to get very uncomfortable for a while in order to make the decisions I made." In 2021, Gomez further opened up about her Disney past to Vogue and stated, "I still live with this haunting feeling that people still view me as this Disney girl." The songstress shared that having a lead role on Disney made her feel like she had to live up to an unrealistic standard. She said, "That was my job in a way, to be perfect. You're considered a figure kids look up to, and they take that seriously there." In a 2013 interview with Vulture, Joe Jonas reflected back on his time with Disney when he was starring in the 2009 sitcom Jonas along with his brothers Nick and Kevin Jonas. He admitted that working with the network came with certain expectations. Joe felt as if he had to sugarcoat most of his life because he was a Disney star. Joe credited Disney for making his band, the Jonas Brothers, more famous than they ever knew they could be. However, he did reveal that they were restricted from doing things that didn't look right in the eyes of Disney. He said, "We didn't want to disappoint anyone, our parents, our fans, our employers, so we put incredible pressure on ourselves, the kind of pressure that no teenager should be under." He added that they were expected to be perfect and that the band was not allowed to come up with any lyrics that were, quote, "slightly sexual," stating, "It felt like we couldn't be creative, so we stopped listening to them and just started handing in." During a speech at Oxford University, Nick Jonas had a lot to say about his time at Disney, including his movie Camp Rock, which also starred his brothers Joe and Kevin Jonas. The actor discussed his Disney role and seemingly felt embarrassed about starring in the film, even cringing at the thought of it.
Group hug! Much better.
According to Now Daily, Nick also clapped back at Disney, stating, "Disney doesn't create role models, it creates characters." While many fans admired him because of this image, he admitted that he, quote, "had his faults." It appeared that Nick wasn't done blasting the Disney Channel when he took to TikTok in 2021 and shared a video where he was asked, "Tell me you were on Disney Channel without telling me you were on Disney Channel." However, the singer could not answer and said,
"See, that's the thing. Our show got canceled after just 2 seasons and we didn't have any famous quotes."
In the Jonas Brothers documentary, Chasing Happiness, Nick admitted that doing the second season of Jonas was actually a big regret of the group. He said, "We shouldn't have done that. It really stunted our growth. I feel like it was just a bad move." While Nick claimed that the show didn't do much for their careers, the Jonas Brothers survived until 2013. Then they regrouped in 2019, stepping away from Disney and recorded Happiness Begins with Republic Records. Raven-Symoné started her acting career as a child, but came to prominence when she landed her own sitcom on the Disney Channel, That's So Raven, a show about a teenage girl with psychic abilities. Symoné saw instant fame, but later admitted that there were some upsetting aspects to being the star of the show. The actor revealed in a 2015 own documentary titled Light Girls that she was told she needed to tan several times a week to appear darker. However, she was eventually warned that she was spending too much time in the tanning bed. She recalled, "It's funny, one of the lighting guys came up to me. I love him to death. He goes, 'Raven, I need you to stop tanning. You're getting too dark and we have to relight the whole entire show.' I was like, 'Sorry, I was just trying to be pretty.'" In 2017, Symoné would also share on Oprah, Where Are They Now?, that she was constantly told that she needed to lose weight. While she was happy with her body and initially resisted this pressure, she eventually gave in so that executives would leave her alone. She shared, "As soon as I lost weight, it became thick girl season. Everyone just started to be thick on television. I'm like, are they getting the same backlash as I am? Because I was thick." Dylan Sprouse and his twin brother Cole Sprouse starred on the popular Disney sitcom The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and its spin-off The Sweet Life on Deck. But Dylan would later admit that the brothers stopped working for Disney after the network refused to work with them creatively. Speaking with Vulture, Dylan shared, "I mean, we had a really awesome idea for where the show needed to go. We were 18. If that wasn't old enough to know exactly what the show needs, then, well, I would beg to disagree. I don't think Disney were willing to work with us, really ever, so we stopped the show." However, Sprouse added that he has no bad feelings against Disney since he did benefit from the spotlight it gave him. Also, the money he made allowed him to open up his brewery in Brooklyn. Since leaving the network, Dylan has starred in indie dramas and short films like Daddy. When asked by the Daily Beast if these passion projects were created because he was a part of the Disney machine for so long, he replied, "I wouldn't say that it's Disney exclusively. I think this has everything to do with the industry as a whole and what it demands and how the industry is turning particularly young kids into money-making machines." He also added that he felt, quote, "discontent with work he had to do as a child star. It was a necessity for him to make a living and take care of his family, but he was thankful for the opportunities he was given." Like his brother, Cole was happy to step away from Disney when he did. After their spin-off concluded, both brothers attended New York University. Cole told Entertainment Weekly that the time off from acting was exactly what he needed after working for Disney for so many years. He said, "There was a feeling of machination. I felt like an automaton. I needed to take a break and step outside myself. I needed a dose of reality, and I needed to see myself in a more objective point of view. And now I think I can enjoy acting, which is a really fundamental part about being an actor." However, Cole did express that he was grateful for the opportunities Disney provided for him. "I'm not saying that we didn't enjoy that time, but it was work. It's a career and a business, and it got me to college, which is one of the most fantastic gifts I could have been given, but I'm glad to be acting on my own accord now." And as far as the possibility of a Sweet Life reboot is concerned, he said it's, quote, "absolutely not happening" during an appearance on The Drew Barrymore Show. Seems like both brothers are content doing their own thing, disconnected from their early years at Disney. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.